Welcome back to the Crypto World channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and in the last 1 week, over $3.5 billion worth of Bitcoin has been moving off exchanges. I'll be talking about that in just a moment, alongside the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index and some other important Bitcoin charts. So definitely make sure you're watching this video all the way to the end so that you're not missing out on any of this important information. And just before we jump into it, make sure to hit the like button down below. And if you're new to the channel, you might as well subscribe with notifications turned on for more updates just like this every single day. But with all of that out of the way, let's get straight to what this video is about. It's right here on the Bitcoin US dollar chart on the daily time frame. And first of all, taking a look at the VPVR indicator, we're running into a volume cluster right now. The top of this volume cluster is coming in at approximately $49,000, and the bottom of this volume cluster is coming in at approximately $46,000. So in that $3,000 price range between 46K and 49K, there should be a significant amount of support for Bitcoin, at least according to the VPVR indicator. Also, as I've been mentioning for a few days now on the channel, the Bitcoin RSI on the daily time frame is getting very close to oversold territories. We're basically scraping along the bottom of the purple RSI band, which historically speaking, the closer we are towards oversold territories on the daily time frame, the closer we are to a short-term bottom and of course a buying opportunity. Obviously, that is not financial advice. That's just telling you what this indicator means for Bitcoin. And also looking at the daily MACD, we are still trending to the downside. We have not confirmed a recovery just yet. Of course, what we need to see on the daily MACD is a bullish cross before we can start thinking about a continued recovery back to the upside. So as of right now, even though it is possible this wick to the downside that we saw a few days ago now could have been the bottom for this correction, it hasn't necessarily been confirmed because once again, we haven't really formed a new uptrend in the price oscillators just yet. So those are just some of the things that I am paying attention to moving forward for Bitcoin. And talking about these green zones on the price action just here, the subscribers on this channel that have been watching for even just the past few days would already know exactly what this is. And basically, these green zones on the charts right here are the time periods where the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index was sitting in extreme fear. And today you'll notice that we have bounced back up into fear instead of extreme fear, which is where we were sitting at yesterday. And just zooming out on the Bitcoin chart, these are all of the recent times where Bitcoin has been sitting in extreme fear. And you'll notice that all of those times usually come in confluence with great buying opportunities. They don't necessarily come in confluence with the exact bottom because it's more of a price range. But once again, if you simply dollar cost averaged into Bitcoin while we were sitting in extreme fear all of these previous times on the charts and simply just held that Bitcoin for the next few weeks or months, then you would have done very well. And so over the past few days, while the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index has been sitting in extreme fear, I have been dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, of course. And while Bitcoin remains at around these sort of prices, or even if we go any lower, I'll still continue to slowly dollar cost average into Bitcoin, considering the fact that technically we are still in a daily uptrend, looking at the higher highs and the higher lows on the daily chart. And now jumping into some on-chain analysis for Bitcoin, I've hidden my face cam so you can see the most recent price action here. I've been covering this chart over the past few days now on the channel, so this is just going to be a quick update today. But basically, for the new viewers on the channel, this black line here is the Bitcoin price on the daily chart, and the purple line here is the Bitcoin all exchanges reserve. So basically, this purple line shows us the total amount of Bitcoin sitting on exchanges, and you'll see that recently the total amount of Bitcoin on exchanges is rapidly decreasing, meaning that a lot of Bitcoin is recently getting withdrawn from exchanges and essentially getting locked up away from the circulating supply of Bitcoin, which is technically making the available supply of Bitcoin scarcer and scarcer, which is obviously a bullish sign for Bitcoin moving forward, especially as this trend continues to the downside. And just looking at some of the values here in this purple line, at this peak right here, that was on the 2nd of December, so just under 1 week ago from now. And on that day, this purple line right here, the Bitcoin balance across exchanges was sitting at around 2,340,000 Bitcoin. And as of yesterday, the Bitcoin balance across exchanges was sitting at around 2,266,000 Bitcoin. So in less than 1 week, around 74,000 Bitcoin has been withdrawn from exchanges, which is currently worth around $3.6 billion, around $3.5 billion getting withdrawn from exchanges in less than 1 week. The last couple times that we saw anything of this scale was back during July this year, after Bitcoin experienced a lot of bearish price action. And then as that was happening, the Bitcoin price began to shoot to the upside again. And then we also saw a similar thing during the September correction, just before Bitcoin began to explode to the upside. So according to this on-chain metric for Bitcoin, it is seriously only a matter of time before the Bitcoin price begins flipping bullish again. And just quickly checking out the Bitcoin dominance charts on the daily time frame, you can clearly see over the past 7 weeks, the Bitcoin dominance has been crashing to the downside, which is also known as an altcoin season. For the beginners out there, an altcoin season like this basically basically means that the altcoins on average are doing better than Bitcoin. And that is certainly the case, at least recently, when you're looking at Ethereum valued against Bitcoin. And once again, this is something that I have been letting you know about for quite some time now. But the Bitcoin dominance is about to run into some major supports coming in at around 39% to 40%. So keep in mind, it does remain a possibility that we could see a bounce sometime soon. But if the Bitcoin dominance just pushes below this level right here, really at around 39% is its final level of support, then at that stage, if we break that level, we'll be pushing into a new lower low on the Bitcoin dominance chart, which would signal a continuation of this altcoin season if we break that level. And by the way, the simple fact that the Bitcoin dominance is looking bearish here is actually a signal to us that we are still in a bull market. Because when you're zooming all the way out here on the Bitcoin dominance chart, this is all of that recent price action that we we're just taking a look at, and this was the beginning of the 2018 bear market. You can see here that first of all, back in 2017, we were crashing to the downside in the Bitcoin dominance, which was a bullish thing for the crypto market, because a crash like this basically means that the altcoins are doing better than Bitcoin. They're seeing much bigger gains on average compared to Bitcoin's gains. But anytime we form a bullish pattern on the Bitcoin dominance chart, like this W pattern in the beginning of 2018, and as the Bitcoin dominance moves further to the upside, that is actually a bearish signal for the overall crypto market, because as the Bitcoin dominance is moving to the upside, of course, the altcoins are underperforming against Bitcoin. And anytime they're doing that of this scale, usually that means the overall crypto markets is looking bearish and the altcoins are just losing more value against Bitcoin during a bear market. But right now, that is certainly not the case. We are forming lower highs and somewhat horizontal lows right now, showing an increase in downwards pressure on the Bitcoin dominance, which, as I said earlier, is another signal that we are still in a bull market. And especially if we break this support line that we were just talking about, that would signal to us that we are about to begin the next phase of this bull market. And just giving you a really quick update on the Bitcoin funding rates, because I did talk about them just the other day. I previously mentioned that the Bitcoin funding rates were really negative just the other day, saying that that is a sign of a potential short squeeze. But right now, the Bitcoin funding rates have balanced out a little bit. The majority of the funding rates right now are sitting at more neutral values, which basically means that the Bitcoin price has just found its new equilibrium between the long positions and the short positions. So in the shorter term, we could be due for a little bit more sideways price action. And for extra crypto updates throughout the day completely for free, make sure you follow me over on my Twitter, and the link to my Twitter account is in the description down below and also in the pinned comment. And if you enjoyed this video or got something valuable out of it, please make sure to leave a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe with notifications turned on for more updates just like this every single day. And before we click off, make sure you're checking out one of these uploads if you haven't already, especially for the new viewers on the channel. And as always, I really do appreciate all of your support in the channel at the moment. I can't thank you guys enough. But anyway, that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next video.